I want to bring you into the conversation I've been having about Doc Rivers, and this is bigger than basketball. It's a life philosophy. When I'm done with a person or a situation, I don't engage with that person. I don't offer them my true feelings. I don't give that person any critical feedback. My mom and dad are the two people that have loved me the most on this planet. And they probably have been the two people most critical of me.
Right.
My father, I don't know if I ever did a good thing in my life. And the guy worshiped me. But most of what he had to say to me was, hey, man, how come your tie ain't tied right? Or, what are you doing here, X, Y, and Z? Who's this girl you date? I really don't like her. My father was he loved me, and he expressed concern for me through criticism. And when you deny someone your true thoughts and true feelings, I think it's like you don't wish success on that person. And the people that really care about you are the people that are willing to tell you things that make you uncomfortable. Do I sound crazy when I say this?
No, not at all. I'm of the mindset. See, I've always, throughout my playing career, my dad was never around. So my mom was my mom and dad wrapped up into one. And she was hard on us. This little 5'5", 5'4" woman. I wasn't afraid of no gangs, no police, nothing. I was afraid of that woman. You understand what I'm saying? And she raised me that way. She raised me and my brother and my sister that way. You have to have critical input in order for you to get better. But not everyone's wired the same way. Not everyone can take that criticism and compartmentalize it and take it and use it in the way that it was meant to be used. Some people take it personal. And when people take it personal, then it's that situation where when you can't receive criticism, it's awfully hard for you to get better as a human being when you can't receive constructive criticism. Now, from a parent, it's even harder from a parent because, there's a different dynamic. A parent, child, they're always going to be your parent no matter what. When you're talking about a coach, you have to respect that coach, because I've had coaches in the past that I didn't respect, and when they tried to, constructively criticize me or chastise me, it didn't fly. But coaches that I respected, they could get away with, talking negatively about me or to me or criticizing me, and I could see through all the nonsense and extract out of it what I needed to get better.
I'm going to stick with, because my father has passed on. My mother right now is watching the show, I'm sure, in the home that I bought for her. Later today, she'll get in the car that I bought for her. And
awesome.
She'll go spend the money that I give to her.
Awesome.
But I guarantee you this, by the end of the month, we'll go headed into July, me and her will fall out about something that she'll be critical of me about. And again, so it doesn't even matter that she's completely dependent upon me and my brother. She's still going to stay on her job until her last breath on this earth and keep a foot in me and my brothers. And my brother's got his own family and kids. And so I try to sometimes explain to people, athletes, a lot of times black people, it's like, hey, man, sometimes criticism is not hate. It's love. And I think we have completely forgotten that, don't understand that, and we hurt a lot of our athletes and our celebrities by thinking we have to be groupies for them.
Well, but the dynamic is when it's your parents, you know that they love you. So no matter what they say, no matter how they frame it, no matter what they do, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt it was your mom that carried you for 9 months. She's never going to stop loving you, no matter what you do. You can go out, and be a mass murderer. She's still down to the core is going to love you because you're her son. See, that's the difference when you're talking about parenting and when you're talking about a coach and how he deals with his players. If that coach, there's an old saying, they don't know that you care until you show them that you care. So when a coach can coach in a way where a player doesn't really, a player will look at it and say, well, the only thing he cares about is the game. And then a coach can coach you in a way where you know that that guy really cares about your well-being. Now, when that guy is critical, you can receive that. But that guy who's just coaching just to be coaching and he has nothing invested in you but what you do on the field or the court or the baseball diamond or the hockey rink, now that's a whole different ballgame because you can't respect him because you know he doesn't care anything about you.
I get that standard, but that's a high standard that we're asking a coach or an employer to reach. Before you can criticize me, you got to show that you really love me. And a coach may be like, nah, man, the fact that I'm willing to even engage with you and criticize you and show you anything, that's sign enough that I care. And again, I'm trying to tell you these things so you can stay in the NFL, in the NBA, in hockey, whatever. And that's all that, again, that's my job. That's what I care about. So a lot of times what I'm saying is the first sign that someone cares about you is criticism. Again, where we're looking, no, show me another sign first, and then I'll let you criticize me. The first sign may be criticism because, again, I've dealt with and deal with people who think the first sign of respect they can show me is, I'm going to leave you alone. You're never going to hear from me. And I take that as, oh, you don't care nothing about me. That's how I take it.
The issue is that everyone deals with these dynamics in a different way. You know, some people deal with it that way. You might encounter people that's like, you know what, he cares about me because he never bothers me. Other people are like, you know, they're more needy. They need to know that someone's always got them on their radar. That way they know that they care about them. You know, listen, I used to coach young kids. My son's in high school now, so thank God I don't have to coach anymore. But I used to tell my young team all the time. I was like, what I'm doing is I'm preparing you for the next level, okay? As your youth coach, I care about each and every one of you, just like TJ over there, just like my son, okay? All 26 of y'all belong to me. For the 3 hours in practice and the 3 hours during the game, you guys belong. You are my kids, okay? What I'm trying to tell you is that you need to pay attention to what I'm trying to tell you because at the end of the day, when you get to the next level, coaches are going to coach you once, they're going to coach you twice. The third time, it's going to be, well, they either don't get it or they're not paying attention. And when a coach stops talking to you as an athlete, that's where the trouble begins.
That's my point.
So I understand what you're saying. And my thing to them is be coachable. Listen to what I'm saying and understand that even though I'm critical sometimes, it's for your benefit. It is solely for your benefit. And what I'm trying to teach you to do is learn how to be coachable and learn how not to be so thin-skinned because everything that's said to you isn't said to you in a way to hurt your feelings. You know, you need to thicken up. You need to toughen up a little bit because that's where your true learning comes from is when you fail and when you take criticism.
Kristine, I know you haven't perhaps been paying the closest attention.
Yes, I have.
Okay. I want to know, how does this land for a female or for a woman? How do you interpret criticism? As hate or love?
It depends who it's coming from and how it's coming. I respect it and appreciate it a lot from someone that I respect and think is a smart person and it's coming from a good place. If I know it's coming from a bad place, it's not always taken the best way. But I don't know that it applies differently for man or woman.
No, I don't. I don't.
No, I don't think you were. I'm just clarifying. I think it's the same. And I don't know how men feel, but you appreciate criticism from some people and others you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Some people can't take criticism at all, though.
Right.
I mean, I've been around guys that, and young ladies for that matter, that, you know, the slightest little bit of criticism completely destroyed their self-confidence and their self-esteem. You know, they couldn't see past what was trying to be passed on to them. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing at all. Whether you're talking about sports or whether you're just talking about life, because there's always someone in whatever realm you're in that's trying to, you know, that's trying to pass on some and mentor some information into you to help make you a better person. Now, whether you receive it or not, that's the whole deal. And there's a whole lot of people out there that the minute you say something negative about them, they take offense to it.
But that comes with maturity, being able to take criticism. And there's a lot of things that can happen in someone's upbringing that makes them feel like they have to protect themselves no matter what. So any kind of criticism can take down the barrier that they put up for themselves for survival.